Hey, Natsu here. Today I'm going to do part 2 of What If Deku Was a Saiyan. In the last part, Deku basically told the whole class that All Might was his uncle. He got first place in the test that Aizawa made for the first day. Nobody got expelled, and yeah, that was about it. I said that both Bakugo and Shoto were stronger for good reasons. And so we go to after class when people are going back to their home. Everyone in class 1A basically asked Deku how he trained with All Might to get this strong, if he has about the same quirk as him. And then Bakugo said, well, he's not his true uncle, more like his parents or friend with him, and when they died, well, he was already counted as that. So yeah, everyone's like, wait, your parents are dead? But didn't you talk about your mother like during recess? Says, oh yeah, my adoptive mother. Inko's good, but compared to my parents, she's not really a hero. She's really fun to be with though. I like it. So after that, he also says, oh, and the reason why I'm this strong is because I trained with Uncle. And then he almost goes to say that they trained for years. Although he says that, they ask him how long, and he was about to say the true amount of time thanks to the time chamber, but he basically got himself back and said, well, about since my parent died, I started training with him a lot, thanks to my quirk. So over 6 years, I think it's 10, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so later Bakugo, while they're going back to their house, basically asked him on the train, so how long did you really train? Because I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be this strong normally. You had to train for you had to train every day for almost the entire day, right? So how tough was it? Then Izuku looks around and basically tells him, well, I've trained for almost 100 years in this place called the Time Chamber. Bakugo just looks at him and starts laughing. Yeah. Really funny. So, what did you really do? Then he says, if you don't believe me, I can show you. So, he basically they go out, well no, while they're in the train, they both call their parents and say, we're gonna be a bit late, we're going to go shopping a bit, or an excuse like that. And then Izuku basically grabs him, starts flying, and goes to the lookouts, where Kami is basically like, so Izuku, you brought a friend. Which Bakugo saw that basically it's floating without touching to anything, and he's like, whoa, what is this place? Which Kami then says, it is the temple of Kami, the protector of Earth. the guardian of Earth. Your friend Izuku over there was here a lot for the past years, training mostly. He told you about the time chamber, right? He's serious about that? Then Kami tells him, well, 1 year in it equals a day outside of it. The problem is that normally people age for the 1 year inside of it. Then Bakugo says, so yeah, he was lying to me, he didn't go that long in it. Then Kami says, well, actually he did. He used something called the Dragon Balls. They are orbs that I created to summon a wish-granting dragon. While someone is in, what he wished for was basically for him and All Might to basically not age at all while they were inside of it, making them able to go for as long as they want without aging a minute while they are inside of it. Which Bakugo basically says, wait, so you really trained for that long? Izuku's telling him, yeah, but I'm pretty sure All Might trained a lot more in it. Bakugo then says, Izuku, what do you mean? Then Kami says, well, your friend Izuku has the power that every time that compared to normal people, when he trains, he gets a lot stronger, a lot faster. And every time he gets hurt or stuff like that and heals, he gets stronger from that. If we count that one of his wishes was that they heal instantly from any damage, he can become extremely strong over time compared to All Might, who trained for almost 400 years to get to even be about just over him. Which Bakugo basically said, so if he stays another year in there, he's basically already stronger than All Might. Which Kami says, yes, but All Might comes every day. Each train for some months in it, the train stays stronger. Which Izuku then asks Kami, if I were to use the Dragon Ball again to make the whole class able to do the same thing as me in the time chamber, would that be alright? Which Kami basically says, I don't see why not, but I would prefer if you don't bring them all at once. And make sure that only those that are trustworthy and will not tell anyone do it. It is supposed to be a sacred place. Yes, sacred and secret. I mean, so Bakugo's like, so you really trust me that much? Good. Then Izuku says, sorry about that. Izuku tells him that he is trustworthy and that he would like to use the wishes now, but every time you do wishes with the Dragon Balls, you basically have to wait an entire year outside of in the real world to actually use them again. So he would like to be able to take the whole class at once, or to make the wish for everyone in his class at once, and then bring down times one by one. Which Kami accepted. So So he basically told Bakugo that he was going to go look for that the next weekend, and during that time to try and look for 2 or 3 people that would be trustworthy, come with them, which Bakugo decides to keep an eye on out for that. So the next day arrived, and Bakugo was looking for Bakugo and Izuku were keeping an eye out to see if they could bring other people that would be trustworthy, until All Might comes into class, and basically everyone's like, "Oh, it's All Might, it's awesome!" And then Izuku says, "Hey, uncle," and All Might says, "Hello. Hello, my boy, how are you?" Which Izuku basically says, "Good." And then everyone's like, "Wait, you truly are his nephew?" Which All Might says, "Oh, yes, but it's no big deal, right?" Which everyone was like, "He told us yesterday, but we didn't believe him that much." Then he starts laughing, and basically basically after that they go and start to go with their clothes on. Basically, Izuku's suit is, well, the saiyan armor that Vegeta has practically constantly, in fact. That's basically his suit because that's what his parent came to Earth with, and basically used that as their hero suits since they stretch. Oh yeah, I forgot to say something. Izuku has special glasses that he has for the night, so that if he has to go out at night, he automatically put them on, and basically it covers his eyes from the full moon, so that he doesn't transform. He has them always. Like, there's no way for him to not have them. So yeah. That's going to be relevant later in the story because I don't want him to go on a rampage. So yeah, Izuku has that, everyone else has the same costume. Then they get paired with the same people, and then Bakugo and Ida versus Izuku and Ochako. And basically Bakugo's like, "Nope." All Might ask him what does he mean, and Bakugo says, "I won't go against him if he's not restrained by something. He's as strong as you, almost." Then All Might says, "Actually, he's stronger than me, but yeah." Everyone's like, "Wait, what?" Then he basically says, "Oh, yeah, please keep this a secret, but he's a lot stronger than me. Almost twice my strength. But don't worry, he normally doesn't go all out." Looking at Izuku, and Bakugo says, "Yeah, but still, I won't fight him unless he only used like less than 10% of his strength. He's too strong." Which then All Might basically sighs and go inside and ask, let's say they already have the weights. He basically asks for some that would be like in the 100 tons. And someone's like, "What the hell do you want to do with that? Nobody would be able to move them." And he basically says, "Well, I have some, I would be able to move them, and there's someone that has and there's a kid that has the same strength as me. So for the test I want to do, I'll need that." Which they basically said, "Okay, it will take an hour or so to make. So he goes back, tells them that, and basically their battle will be the last one. So let's say it's just like someone who can condense matter to make it smaller, and he basically makes weights that weigh 100 tons, 4 of them, to put on Izuku. So everyone wins their battle the same way up until the last one, which someone from the tool group or something, I don't remember the name. Well, he brings them to that place and basically says, this is way tougher than I thought it would be. This machine is able to transport them, but there won't be anything more that can go on it. Then Izuku basically grabs them easily, puts them on, and is like, yeah, well, not easily, but like, grabs them and he's like, yeah, those are going to hold me back, and basically puts them on. Which the guy basically just looks at him like, what the hell did you just do? Each of those weigh 100 tons. Which everyone looks at Deku and are basically like, he has 400 tons on him, and he's able to move? And Bakugo's like, yeah, we lost. Then they go in for the battle. Bakugo and Ida are basically in the room, and Bakugo says, all we can do is try to hold them back. With that, Izuku's going to be a lot tougher, a lot less tough to catch, but his body's still going to be as hard to damage, so we just have to keep the bomb away from him. So they stay there. Izuku basically tells that they're probably going to use the plan of or going directly for attack, which Bakugo would be in front, or they would both stay in the room to try and make sure that no one is able to catch it without one of them being there. So they start going up, Izuku feeling about where they are with his key and basically going to find them. When he arrives there, Bakugo was basically all ready to use the bomb on his wrist. He used it, and Izuku basically grabbed Ochako and placed her behind him, and the explosion literally destroyed like 4 or 5 buildings. He was pointing up a bit, but still. And Izuku was damaged, but not enough. Sorry for the pause. My phone, well, I got someone who called me. I had to pause it. So yeah, basically Izuku was hurt a lot and his clothes were almost completely destroyed. Ochako was protected. Basically like, what the fuck? How am I telling Bakugo, if you use that again, you're disqualified. Hell, if it wasn't him, I'm pretty sure anyone would have died from it. Which Bakugo kind of said, yeah, well, sorry, I didn't think it would be that strong, and I thought he would dodge instead. Which he then promptly gets knocked out, like, in a single hit. Izuku starting to go near Ida, and Ida grabbing the bomb, trying to get away, and basically Izuku giving a hit on the ground, breaking it, which he then grabbed Ida falling and the bomb. So after that happened, they talked about what they did good, what they did bad, stuff like that. And later, when they were leaving, Izuku and Bakugo looked at each other and said, Bakugo said to Izuku, so, did you see anyone that you would like to bring up there? Which Izuku says, well, Ochako and Ida do seem to try to be heroes for the good of the world. Then Bakugo says, yeah, and this Kaminari guy, pretty sure the only reason he's not tougher than this is because his quirk is not trained correctly yet. So both of them basically says, okay, so Ochako, Ida, and Kurishima. Then All Might basically arrives behind them and asks them, what are you talking about? Which Bakugo kind of freaks out, and then Izuku tells him outright what he has planned to help this class grow stronger. Which All Might then says, yeah, it could be a good idea, but you have to make sure they won't tell anyone. Remember what Kami said? Which Izuku said, yeah, I remember. I'm going to do the wishes during the weekend for the entire class, probably even Aizawa, to have the same thing as us in the time chamber, but probably not going to bring them all. Which All Might's like, okay, so we're going to have to go look for them. And Izuku says, yeah, that's basically the reason. Kami told me there's 2 in the city, and, well, 4 on this continent, and the rest, 1 in Greenland, and the 2 others in Canada and the United States. Which Bakugo was like, so you're going to have to go all over the world? Which All Might tells Izuku, so you want to go where? On the other continent, or do you want to stay on this one? Which Izuku says, I'm gonna stay on this one. And All Might's like, okay. So on the weekend, it's going to be a race. And basically, Bakugo's like, are you seriously doing a race to go look for those? It's going to take more than a weekend. Which Izuku basically looks at Bakugo and says, actually, if you want to, we can round the entire Earth in like 15 minutes. If we go at our fastest, which basically Bakugo is wide-eyed. What the hell is your speed? Okay, sorry, I had to pause for a bit. So, okay, later, after that, they go home. Basically, All Might asked Izuku if he wanted to fly there, because he wanted to go with Inko about something. So Bakugo was basically, so you're going to fly there using your quirks. So I'm going back alone. And All Might basically grabbed him and said, you just have to come with us. And basically he flies up while Ochako was going to go and catch up with Izuku, and basically just saw All Might grab Bakugo, and both All Might and Izuku start flying back away. So basically all that All Might wanted to do was go talk with Inko, because basically he does that multiple times. He's basically an uncle that just comes visit a lot. So that's basically it. So After a while, later in the weekend, All Might and Izuku basically go to get the balls. They leave at the same time, and Izuku gets back faster. When All Might gets back, he's like, shoot, you won. So basically, they make the wish, and Izuku goes and grabs Bakugo and tells him, so you're ready for a year of training? And Bakugo's like, so you made the wish for everyone in class? He says, yeah. Every student in class, every student in class and Aizawa. So Bakugo says, so do you want to bring Denfu right now? Or which Izuku says, nah, not right now. Right now we're only going to take you because there's something in that room that makes it hard to train for a bit. You have a massive amount of pressure and basically you can't even grow anything in it because it's so dry, hot, cold and stuff like that. Thanks to one of the wishes, basically you won't get damaged, but it will still take a toll on you for a while. So basically they go there for an entire day. They train, well, an entire year, and about like a month or something. So for like 24 hours, 30 minutes. Then they leave that place. Bakugo is stronger, but like now he's about, I would say, Endeavor's level of strength because of all the training Deku forced him through. Like, Deku was basically killing him over and over and over again, making him come back to life, going back down, going back, which did make him stronger because, well, even for human, when you get stronger, it's basically because you damage your muscle and they heal. So basically that's why now they can basically train without needing to rest. Sorry about that. And yeah, so that's basically going to be it for this episode. Hope you liked it. Natsu out.